using Discord for a few years now. It was like when I created my Discord server. And to be completely honest, I was never really that active on my Discord server. And I would just kind of check in sometimes, like when I was bored and just to chat with you guys. And every time that I was there personally, I only witnessed like nice things, and people seemed to have a good time in there and would just chat with each other. And I don't know, it seemed like a pretty nice environment from what I personally witnessed. So from my experiences, I really liked being on Discord. And to me, it was just like a like-minded group of people that were just hanging out and having fun. Of course, this is the internet though, so no matter what, there's always going to be a risk of bad people coming in, or trolls, or just bored people that are looking to get attention.
Hi guys, and good morning. Today we're discussing EugeniaCooney and her finally addressing the Discord situation. I watched her video, so you don't have to. But I will be linking it down in the description box below in case you want to take a look for yourself. Alright, 2 minutes and 51 seconds in, she is already shifting blame over to her mods. Girl, you are not a child. You can't expect us viewers to accept that you, as the content creator, won't accept any sort of responsibility in this matter. Your name is on the Discord server. You, as an adult, should be all over the situation when things like this comes up. You opened the server. You need to keep an eye on things, and not just close both your eyes and act like this is none of your fucking business.
So Discord and also Twitch, where I live stream, uses moderators to help try to police that issue.
Alright, so what the fuck did you expect exactly? Oh, I'm just gonna open a Discord and I'm just gonna get someone else to fix it and keep an eye on it so I don't have to. Because I just want a fucking server to have like a community in, but oh my god, I don't want
Basically every person that streams or runs a Discord server asks a couple of people to help like mod for them. And that way they're able to help with disabling people from making inappropriate comments and just kind of making sure that things are all being run appropriately.
Yet again, girl, your name is on the server. You cannot just slap all the blame onto your mods, because first and foremost, you are in charge of the server, since you started it.
The concept of having moderators when I first started on Twitch and then started a Discord server was a completely new thing to me. So before Twitch, I used a live streaming platform called YouNow, and that was my first time live streaming anything. Now, YouNow definitely didn't have mods or anything like that, so when I moved over to Twitch, like the idea of mods was definitely very new to me, and it took me a little bit to understand, but I did really like the idea of it because the first stream that I did on there, as I'm sure you could guess, it just had a mix of terribly horrible racist comments and just like really offensive things being posted and like spammed in the chat.
Okay, so streaming and having mods were a new thing to you, but when you suddenly become really popular, you have a responsibility to your fans to be hands-on and making sure that the people you decide to have representing you and your community don't misbehave, because they can mess up your brand and your reputation. In this clip, you only make 2 points. You needed moderators, and when you started streaming on Twitch, you were new to mods. Nothing more than that.
As I was thinking of people that could help with this free service, by the way, because I definitely was not paying anybody or hiring anyone, and all of this was just volunteer, there was one guy from my YouNow days that offered to help me out. So he told me that he was a professional Twitch moderator and that he modded for a lot of other streamers, which apparently he did mod for other streamers at the time. I don't think he does anymore. But basically this was a guy that knew me from before, was knowledgeable about the platform, and wanted to help me out. So it seemed like a perfect and really easy solution. And where that was the case, I was also making my Twitch moderators, Discord moderators.
I'm sorry, but all I hear is excuses, excuses, shifting blame, not wanting to take responsibility, and all in all, he sounded nice, so why not give him this position of power? And I don't know what to say. I'm disappointed, Eugenia. I'm just disappointed.
So he told me that he was a professional Twitch moderator and that he modded for a lot of other streamers, which apparently he did mod for other streamers at the time. I don't think he does anymore. But basically this was a guy that knew me from before, was knowledgeable about the platform, and wanted to help me out. So it seemed like a perfect and really easy solution. And where that was the case, I was also making my Twitch moderators, Discord moderators, so that's how he also ended up being a moderator on my Discord. Well, most of you probably know where this is going, or where this ended up going from here. And this perfect and easy solution ended up being a massive problem. So it started really slowly at first, and I started seeing a couple of messages about how this guy may have been a predator. From what I found out later, I also found out that he was actually trying to ban people from my Discord server that were kind of trying to speak out about that, so I wasn't even able to see a lot of those messages, unfortunately. So these messages were super disturbing to me, but I would also never want to accuse somebody of something so serious without proof.
Just no. No. When something like this ever comes up, the one and only thing to do is simply contact the guy and say, this is what I hear, I can't have this in my server. You, as a person of power in my community, you cannot be acting this way, and I cannot have rumors circulating about you. I need to let you go. I'm so sorry. Thank you for everything you've done this far, but as of now, our working relationship, it's over. You cannot be a moderator. You can't be an admin in, my chat or in Discord. You just can't. I'm sorry. And that's that. You can This is common sense. You have children and people under 18 in your Discord server. You have to take responsibility. Just apologize and be done with it.
So I ended up asking him about it, and it was uncomfortable, but I knew I had to do that. So in his messages, he explained to me that none of this was true and that he was just being set up. So I really wanted to believe him, where in the past he seemed really nice, but something about this still just made me feel really uncomfortable with this whole situation.
Again, common sense, please. Add common sense here, please. If several people that does not have anything to do with each other comes to you and says, this guy is acting inappropriately, you just say bye. Okay, I'm letting him go. End of discussion. It shouldn't even be a discussion. Just delete him.
So I think it's really important for me to say at this point, I would never allow someone in my life to mistreat other people, and I was extremely unaware of this situation as it was happening. And once I did find out what looked to be the truth with that person back then, I knew how serious it was back then, and that remains just as important now.
I don't know how many times I have to say, you as the content creator are in charge of your community. You can't put all of the responsibility over onto your mods. I hope you have learned now. I really genuinely hope you have learned.
Now, based on some other videos and some other conspiracy theories that I've seen, I know that a lot of people are saying that there was another mod that at some point in the past 2 years was giving out harmful advice also on my server. And obviously this is something that I'm not okay with. At the time that this was going on, I honestly had no idea that it was happening, and it's not something that as it was going on that I witnessed myself.
I genuinely hope not, because that would be just on another level of just stupidity and actually recklessness. I genuinely hope that you had no idea that was happening, but at the same time it was your job to be in charge and actually know what's going on in your own community.
But still, like, hearing that this stuff was going on, I do understand the danger of it, and it's definitely not something that I support. So knowing that I had one person that moderated for me that ended up being a predator, and then another person who could have been giving out harmful advice, has just been a lot for me to handle. And even though that whole huge moderator situation happened over 2 years ago, and a lot of stuff people are talking about has been from over 2 years ago, as I was going over the stuff like the last couple of weeks, I just decided that maybe my Discord server was too much to handle, and I deleted the server.
There you go. Take responsibility. Delete the server. Because you finally acknowledge that, okay, this is actually too much for me to handle. Good for you. Because you couldn't handle it, and finally we agree on something. And if you ever decide to make a new one, you're making one from scratch, make mods of someone that you know and you know have integrity and can handle the situation and not abuse the power. This is good. This is good.
I think it's really important to block somebody or report someone if they're putting you in any harm or making you feel uncomfortable, and to keep in mind that you don't ever have to reply to that stuff if it's making you feel weird, and to also just be careful about giving your personal information to strangers. To finish this video off, I just really want to state that I have never and would never protect predators. That's something that I am completely against. I have never willingly modded a predator, and I would never do that.
Ending her video like that, I agree that is something that needs to be said. And obviously, I never thought that she did that intentionally. All I wanted was for her to actually take some responsibility here and hold herself accountable. But I feel like in this video she shifted a little bit, like way too much actually, of the blame over to someone else, which I'm very disappointed in. She goes on and with ending her video and saying that just because there was a few bad apples in the mix, that does not mean the whole basket was rotten. She wishes that no one sends any of the other mods hate or discouraging messages or just acting inappropriately towards them, because they didn't do anything wrong. And I agree. No one should harass people that is moderators in her community, because obviously they don't deserve that. Also, all the way at the end, she throws herself a pity party because it was so hurtful to me that this all happened. And I don't want to be rude and say that you aren't allowed to feel that way, but then again, you made this mess, so you gotta fix it. I won't pity you, because all of this could have been avoided if you just didn't ignore what was happening in your own community. Anyway, that's all that was in her video. I have tried to address all of it. It was, yeah, I don't know, it was a lot to digest and take in, because the first time I watched her video, I just got like a little bit annoyed because it didn't seem like she wanted to take any of the responsibility, and it was just making me frustrated. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts and opinions? How do you feel about her video at all? Let me know down in the comment section below.